The long wait is over. Actually, it really wasn't a long wait at all. It took the weekend, but just about 20 minutes ago, I checked my mail and I got the approval letter from Business Canada, whatever that entity would be, and the company name is approved. When I looked up how I'd kind of first absolutely intended it, there were about 30 other companies with that same name, so they suggest that you would make some sort of sub-name, sub-delineation, and that worked, and it got approved. One thing I've noticed I need to fix in terms of like one of the documents, but I can proceed with everything that I want to now, and I don't know. I'm doing this as a vlog of this moment because I'm never gonna make another business for the first time again, and I'm so excited to do this. So much has fallen into place that I enjoy about it, and I want to make a record of that moment, obviously. And it'll be fun to look back on in like a year's time or whatever, depending on what happens, and say, hey, this marked the absolute, you can say it's official now, when you're building the thing. I always thought that that's kind of funny how I'm like, I'm running a business, and you're like, it's not even a registered business, but so much of businesses are smoke and mirrors. I think that that's permissible to begin with, but now that I can cross over this line and say, I've done this, I've got skin in the game, it feels awesome. I'm excited. I was speaking to my brother last night. Funny though, I was like tired and had drank coffee, and when I had not in ages, so huge anxiety, and he was like, have you thought about all your costs? I was like, no, I haven't. So you're always one moment elation, one moment realizing there's another billion decisions to consider, but hey, it's you're just juggling them all at the same time. I'm down. I'm in for it. And this one is definitely a big one because going through, I don't think I mentioned it in another video. This was like my first experience with Canadian bureaucracy when I went through, was to get halfway through registering the company, paying a fee for the particular name that I wanted, and then proceeding, not slowly or anything, going down to the bottom, having filled out whatever the next section I was on, and pressing next, and it just kicked me out of the system. And I was like, I just got as far though as paying for and registering the name I want, but I couldn't finish it. So it's gonna look like that name is registered already. And I was like, are you, this is an interesting challenge to overcome. It's all the business, as I like to say. And then it worked out. I went through, I just paid again. So in essence, it cost me an extra $13 because that is what it cost to do that initial name part of the registration. So it's not a huge thing, but it was pretty funny. First interaction, I was like, modern bureaucracy. Excellent. Can't even make it through one registering interaction. But yeah, that in itself is like a bit of a thing to do. And so I'm happy to get through it, as shown by, you don't know when you go through how it's all going to break down. And things fall apart as you're progressing. Usually you're like, oh, I didn't know I needed this, and I got to get this, or I need to speak to this person. Lots of unknowns that you get snagged on, and this thing you thought was going to take you about 10 minutes is now taking you like 3 hours or something. But we're past it. That's significant. And then it's got the obvious knock-on effects of, with those numbers, I can go to the bank and register a business account with them. And then from there, I can take the corporate information and the bank information, and I can go to the point of sale software people and say, here's what makes me legitimate, and I'm not going to traffic people. So allow me please to use your point of sale system in our website. So it is more, I'm going to celebrate. I got this great feeling. And by celebrate, I mean, I'm probably going to work on the website more today. But it was great. And as I made mention of just the other day, I think in the pursuit of things, there is great value in putting your head down and focusing, getting it all done, and acting with purpose, but not to the detriment of enjoying those moments that pass you by along that path. It's easy to get caught gritting your teeth and not noticing that you just accomplished like 50 amazing things. So you can You got to think of that too as you go along. So that's also what this kind of is. Stoked. It's cool. Thanks for watching. Don't do any of the things they tell you to do at the end of YouTube videos.